Hello and welcome to Mikey's Film Corner. I'm your host, Mikey. Sorry if you're seeing this video. This was supposed to be a live stream, but unfortunately my live stream crashed. So the almost hour live stream I had is I currently being privated, but is going to be deleted. I decided to edit as much of the live stream as I could put into a video. So what you're going to see are movies that I've watched from June, like a couple movies that I wasn't able to talk about in my last live stream, up to this month in August of 2025. And I was going to do a part two from the previous live stream I did, but I kind of forgot, honestly, and I actually still need to do that anyway. So maybe those reviews will be turned into YouTube shorts. I think that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, sorry if you're seeing this via YouTube video and not live stream. That's on me. My internet wasn't doing great, and it stopped right when I finished talking about Fantastic Four. So once you see that, that's just going to be the end of the video. So apologies in advance, and I hope you guys enjoyed the reviews as much as I did talking about them. There are other movies I do want to talk about, and I'll try to redo it via another live stream. Hopefully, my internet will be better by then. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
We're going to start off with Ballerina. Now, I don't fully know too much about the John Wick franchise. All I know is it's about a guy who calls himself the Baba Yaga. He's like the most dangerous man on earth. He's out for vengeance because someone killed his dog. Yep, that's literally all John Wick is about. And his wife also died, so he's still sad about that. So he thought, oh, having a dog would be better. No, dog just gets killed. So he goes out to find who killed his dog, and he does end up finding out who. But spoiler, by the way. But Ballerina takes place in between the third John Wick movie, Parabellum, and the fourth movie. Now, in my opinion, the fourth movie is the best one. Now, you could argue something different. Maybe you think the third one's better. Maybe you think the second one or the first one. I think the fourth one because it had a great note to end on, and I don't think you need to continue John Wick, but they're gonna do it anyway because that's just how this works. I don't know why you would want to do that, but sure, make more money. Without Lance Reddick around to do anything in the Continental for his role, I don't think the movie should continue at all. That's just me personally. Keep his memory going and just stop at four because I think it had a perfect ending. Das Vergangene Moi Son is one of the most like heartbreaking lines you'll ever hear in a film, even from a couple of years ago. And yeah, I think it ended on a great note. Now, in terms of the movie, Ballerina is about one of the characters from the third movie. And you hear a little bit more about her in the fourth one. Now she gets her own movie. Anna de Armas plays the lead role. She's a trained assassin, and she's called a ballerina because she also did ballet. And she's basically on some sort of vengeance mission. I think she's helping her sister out with something. I don't remember it too well, unfortunately, but what I do remember is that there was a guy who killed their dad. And by their dad, I mean the main girl who plays the ballerina and her sister. They had a dad who got killed because he was a part of some business, and the guy who killed him was still roaming around. And John Wick's a part of this movie. So again, it takes place between three and four. So if you haven't seen the third or fourth movies, I'd probably go watch those before watching Ballerina. But if you just want to go right into it, you can if you want, but you're not going to get any context. Um, what do I think personally? Um, I enjoy it. It's not the greatest action movie, but it's action. I'm not going to think too much about it. It is a little too long though, but I think it's fine. Nothing too crazy. I'm not gonna overthink this. The acting's fine. The visuals are fine. I think the cinematography is underrated. I think it's solid. But given the idea that if you just go into it blindfolded, you're not gonna get too much of what's going on, but you kind of will. I don't know. But I'm gonna give this a decent 7 out of 10. I'm not gonna overthink it. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie. There are better movies that are in the action genre, and yeah, that's not much that I could say too much about it, other than why continue John Wick. There's no point of continuing after 4. There literally is no point, but whatever, we move. Unless John Wick's character never did actually get killed at the end of the 4. Special spoiler again, by the way. My apologies. Okay, I got a next video. I mean, next movie. Next video. K-pop Demon Hunters. There's gonna be some people watching this that are gonna go, "Oh my god, it's that great." Yes. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's actually entertaining. Now, what's it about? K-pop Demon Hunters is about a girl group, a K-pop group, if you will, and they're also happen to be demon hunters. They're hunting demons while also making great quality music. Now, can have your opinion about K-pop, but even if you don't like K-pop and you wanted a fantasy movie or something with demons with your music, I think this movie did that for you. Now, as someone who can understand K-pop, but isn't like crazy about it, but there's like a few songs that are solid. Not everything is great, but there's some good songs. I thought this movie was gonna stink. However, it's fun. It's engaging. For younger people, it's great. For me, who's like in his mid-20s, but it's funny. It's more funny than you think. So if you go into it thinking, oh, it's just gonna be some stupid music, it's not really. The music's fun. I think the visuals are stunning. It's well animated, well designed. Ken Jeong is easily a show stealer for this movie, personally. I think as well as Bobby is the best part of the whole movie. But Jinhoo is obviously what a lot of people love his character. A lot of people love the Saja Boys or Huntrix. I think Rumi's story is cool, and you know they like spoiler alert, by the way. She's like a half demon, half hunter, which is kind of cool. But I feel like I've seen this before. I just don't remember the name of the movie. But it is different for the modern time, and mixing it with K-pop is a great idea since it's a booming genre of music. Now, if you did it with like rock music or hip hop, would it be also good? Maybe, I don't know. Someone's probably going to do that though. I just guarantee it. Now, what I will say is this: is it the best animated movie of the year? It's up there, but I don't think so. It's definitely up there though. It's not my personal favorite though, but it's definitely up in the contention. But for the rating I'm going to give K-pop Demon Hunters is mainly because I feel like there are better animated movies this year, and this is up there. It's just I kind of had to overthink it and think it through. I think that it's a fine movie, but it is better than Ballerina. I need to stress this out. It is better than Ballerina. Now, there might be people who think I'm crazy if I say that, but for what this movie needed, it's fine. So, other than that, the acting's great, the visuals are great, the music's fun. Excuse me. Excuse me. I think that Sony delivered really well on this movie, and I think it is one of the more entertaining movies they've delivered as of late. So, Sony, congratulations. Netflix, good job. Even bringing it to theaters was a great call. I watched this in a theater recently, and I thought the experience was fun. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10, just because I feel like there are better movies like this, but like a better animated quality. The story's good. It's not the best, though. It's definitely up there, though. But gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for now. Jurassic World Rebirth. Oh God. What do I talk about with this one? It's Jurassic Park. They're redoing the same story all over again. Do I like it? Yeah, kinda. It's fun. Me personally, I don't really care too much about it. Maybe it is a good movie. I don't know. But I heard it's not great. Some people say it's the best movie in the franchise, and some people say it's not the best movie in the franchise. You know? There's people out there, and you're probably watching this going, oh, this is the best movie in the franchise, you're tripping. And other people are like, what are you talking about? What are you smoking crack? Yeah, do I like it? Sure. it's kind of boring. It drags on a little too long for my taste. It is visually impressive. I will say that. The visuals are great, like every Jurassic Park movie. But Jurassic World Rebirth changes nothing. You change the cast, that doesn't change much. The story seems interesting, not really. It's just dinosaurs chomping people up because they're being mistreated. And all this starts because of a Snickers bar. That's the only context I'm going to give you. It all starts because of a Snickers bar. So the rating I'm going to give this is mainly from the fact that it doesn't do anything to make it like different, and it doesn't really differentiate itself. And story wise, it's kind of doo doo. Like it's cool to look at and visually impressive, but it doesn't change the rating. I'm gonna give it. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. It's fine. I got my money's worth of it, but not really. The characters weren't that really impressive, and Mahershala Ali kind of dragged the movie a little bit down. Jonathan Bailey was interesting to listen to on screen. Same with ScarJo. Scarlett Johansson's now like I think the biggest actress in the box office right now, which is congratulations. But I don't think it deserves it for that movie. Definitely not that movie. Should have been for one of the Avengers movies personally, but that's just me. Yeah. 6 out of 10. Jurassic World Rebirth. Sorry. I actually had more fun with K-pop Demon Hunters than I did that movie. I don't know how that's possible, but I did. Sorry, dinosaurs don't do it for me anymore. Um, Superman. Superman. So Superman is Superman. Mind blowing, I know. No, I'm joking. Superman was a very fun, entertaining movie. A lot of people think it's a little too serious and a little too political, and I'm going to be here to tell you it's always been political. Let's be honest. Since the 30s and 40s, it's always been political. Even in the comics, it's been a little political. In the 70s and 80s movies, they've always been a little political. Even the crappy fourth one, The Quest for Peace, was always political. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You're not going to destroy what made Superman fun and entertaining for kids back in the day, and now they're adults, and now we're like enjoying the crap out of Superman. You're not going to ruin it for me. Because what makes Superman entertaining is he's an American hero. All right? He's an American hero. He can be a hero for everybody everywhere else too, but primarily he is an American hero. And somehow people want to change it. You can always have your different interpretation of Superman, and it'll always be great. But for some reason, there are people out there who genuinely didn't want to see it because they changed it. They made it different. Who cares? It's Superman. It's not gonna be the Christopher Reeve movie, okay? What do you want, the Zack Snyder movies again? No, what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Overrated. Man of Steel, overrated. Justice League, overrated. Not the show. That show's fire. I mean the movie. Movie's pea garbage. Doo-doo water. Oh my god, it's bad. It's PU. You know what I'm saying? Absolute sewage. It's horrible. Horrible. And Ben Affleck's the only good thing in the movie. I'm sorry to tell you, Ben Affleck carries. Everyone else stinks. Henry Cavill's not the best Superman. I don't care what anybody tells me. He's cringe on all levels. And Russell Crowe didn't deserve to be in the movie. That's a whole different conversation. Anyway, this has a guy I've never heard of before, David Cronsway. I think that's his name. I could be wrong. But he seemed like a cool guy. I gave him a chance, and he's probably the best Superman, honestly. Now, in terms of the story, it's just Superman. There's nothing really changing much. You get Clark Kent and Superman on screen. You don't really get the backstory of Clark Kent like you did with the original Christopher Reeve one or the Man of Steel one, but you just go right into the action. James Gunn just said, screw it, let's just get you right into the action, because that's what you came here for the next 2 hours or so. And it's the shortest Superman movie. Also got to make that clear. It's only about 2 hours long, not 2 hours and 15, not 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 8 minutes or so, something like that. Kind of a short movie for Superman. But yeah, what do I think personally? Do I think it's the best Superman movie? In terms of acting, yeah. Nicholas Hoult is a great Lex Luthor, and he's fun to watch. David Cronsway's my favorite Superman now. Oh, excuse me. When I was a kid, it was Brandon Routh because there was no one like him, and he only did like one movie, but whatever. Better movie in my opinion than Christopher Reeve, but nobody wants to have that conversation. Um, but in terms of the story, it's just Superman. I think the Christopher Reeve ones are a little better story because you get the context of what happened on Krypton. You get the whole classic iconic intro, the ba 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 ba. You do hear that in this Superman in the credits, but the score done by John Murphy, who I think did a phenomenal job. But you can't hold a candle to John Williams. You can't. The original had the John Williams score we all know and love. You're not going to beat him on that. I'm sorry. Even if you pay homage multiple times, you're not going to do it. Except for the Daily Bugle theme. That theme is fire. But other than that, John Williams has a beat on score every single time. I mean, that's why he's the greatest composer in film ever. It's not even close. No one can hold a candle to the John Williams. Now, in terms of the story, I think the originals are a little better, except for maybe 3 and 4. 3 and 4 stink, but the first two Superman movies are peak in terms of what they were doing in the 70s and 80s, what they were trying to go for in terms of a political message. And I'm sorry, but this Lois Lane is just okay. I think I prefer the Margot Kidder one from the original. Like, she was just the Lois Lane. The Lois Lane we got here is like more of a punkster, which I guess is cool, but like, I think I like if you swapped the original Lois Lane and this Superman and then put Christopher Reeve with this movie, I think you get almost the same result, except the story in the new one's a little worse. But the movie is like more entertaining. But the story to the original is better. But now compared to this, it's not as good. I don't know how to feel. But based on my first reaction to watching Superman in a theater, how it always should be, not at home. Sorry to tell you that now. Watching at home is not going to hit the same as hitting it in a theater. You can still go see it in theaters, but if you didn't see it on opening weekend, you missed out because that was peak. You had a big crowd and everyone was flocking to the theaters, but because of somehow superhero fatigue, if that even is a thing, I don't know. It's not going to change the rating. There's another superhero movie I'm going to talk about in a sec. It's probably going to get the same rating I'm going to give Superman, but this is a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. It's fun, engaging, really keeps you on your feet, and definitely a contender for visual effects, just like Jurassic World Rebirth. It's visually impressive. The cinematography is great. The editing is great. The pacing is great. The direction and writing are great by James Gunn. Good job. But it's just the story's a little worse than the Christopher Reeve ones, at least just the first two. And even the Donner cut's pretty solid. But other than that, still, I think it might be the better movie now. Looking back now, I think it might be the better movie because over time, people are going to start saying, hey, this is the better Superman movie. And again, as a kid, I loved Brandon Routh. That was my favorite Superman. He never got any love. I know he did last summer. No, thank you. Oh, there we go. Smurfs. Smurfs. Oh, God. I'm also wearing blue by coincidence. This is not by coincidence, okay? I just happen to be wearing a blue shirt. All blue. See? All blue. Smurfs. Oh, God. Where do I start? Smurfs is a movie. Smurfs was a waste of my time. I keep having these expectations thinking that maybe they're not bad. Like some of these bad movies aren't that bad. But knowing this is for kids, shouldn't be watching it. Now, old Papa Smurf here. This is a crime. Why do I say that? You know who you got to voice Papa Smurf? The same guy who's voiced Santa Claus for the last 2, 3, maybe 4 different cartoons I can think of. Are we running out of ideas? And I think Rihanna is a great singer and a very talented songwriter. But my God, are you not a good actress? You are in no way, shape, or form ever allowed on an animation booth ever again. After the horrendous acting I've heard from her, you are no longer allowed to be in an animation booth. I actually prefer your husband, A$AP Rocky, over you. And we will get to A$AP Rocky later on. because I got something I gotta say about him. But Rihanna, you are trash at acting. Trash. Garbage. You can't show emotion when you need to show emotion. You're just like, oh, that stinks. Like when Rosamel is about to kill a Smurf, she's just like, you gotta use your powers. Like, why are you so dry? What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, I'm not a fan of this movie at all. I think the writing's horrible, the direction's sloppy, the voice acting's a mess, especially James Corden, whoever told him to be in the booth. Kick him out immediately. He sucks at acting. He's also a terrible voice actor. God almighty. Heavy contender for the Razzies, by the way, if I may add. Um, yeah, I did not like this movie at all. I did not enjoy it one bit. Not at all. No, sir. John Goodman's not a good Papa Smurf. Rosamel was a cool character to see, being the brother of Gargamel. I thought it was a great idea to have a brother figure, but could have did that in like 2010 and it would have been funnier, and maybe the movie would have been a little better. But oh god, um, I did not have fun with this movie at all. So the rating I'm about to give it, I'm gonna make sure I'm using a colon. I think I am. I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 10. The only reason why I'm not giving it a 1 out of 10 is because Rosamel was entertaining. If Rosamel was not in this movie, this is a 1. Instant 1. This is a 2 though, because Rosamel, he actually did his part, and even his assistant, hysterical, absolutely hysterical. But yeah, everybody else sucks. Rosamel stinks, and even becomes a good guy for some reason. Like, this is the worst animated movie I've ever seen. Well, it's one of them at least. Ooh, here we go. Fantastic Four, First Steps. So as I'm recording this, as I'm streaming right now, it's still playing in theaters, and I think it's hit around $500 million at the box office. So it's made its money back, sort of. I say sort of because even though it's made more money than Thunderbolts and Captain America: Brave New World, um, it's definitely a good movie. It's definitely cinema, and it's definitely like Superman. I think the story's better in this movie than Superman. But what makes me not want to give this a 10 is the fact that there are still really better movies. And I feel like the end of the year we're gonna get some secret bangers, and I don't know what's really gonna be a secret banger or not, because the marketing is like out of control. I don't even know what's gonna be a big movie or not. But like Superman, it's Fantastic Four. You don't have to overthink this. It's just Marvel. Like they're running out of ideas. So they said we got to bring back Fantastic Four, and finally they got it correct. They made the correct Fantastic Four movie. Good job. You did it better than the 2005 one. Good job. And that's the best one. That's the best one to me. Like that's cinema, but people hate that. They hate Bullseye for no reason. I don't understand it. Greatest villain in my opinion. But um, but yeah, the Fantastic Four First Steps was a fun, entertaining movie that I think is superior to a lot of superhero movies we've gotten lately, except for Superman, because that's equal to it. I wouldn't say it's better, because thinking about it now, they can't be better than each other. I mean, some people will have their own opinion. I just don't think they are. I think they're on the same path of being future cult classics because they are fun to watch and they're intriguing. They're fun popcorn entertainment. I just think that this isn't the best movie of the year. And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, this isn't it. It's not. It's right there, but it's not. I still think Sinners is the best movie of the year. Just something about it. So is F1. It's like something about those two movies. I don't know. But I think with this rating, I think it's a good first step, pun intended, for Marvel. I think they're finally getting back on the right track. I think they're actually finally making good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and also give this a 9 out of 10. Great movie, really entertaining. It's just not a 10 out of 10 because Sue Storm kind of stinks.